Thank you, Justin. We have a lot of veterans in southeastern North Carolina, and there's a nonprofit organization working to help those here in the Cape Fear. Bill O'Brien is here with us this morning to tell us about veteran-owned, veteran-grown. And before we talk about that, Bill, I want to talk about you first. You're a veteran yourself. Yep. When and where did you serve?
So I've served in a couple of different branches. I started out with the Navy, and then I was in the Army Reserves and Army National Guard. I've been stationed over in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, deployed to Bosnia, and then also in Iraq.
Okay, so when you came back, you started a nonprofit called Veteran-Owned, Veteran-Grown.
Yes.
What is the mission? What is the purpose of this?
Our mission, it was not really aware to me at first that there were so many veterans that were resorting to suicide to deal with their problems. And once I found out, being a former corpsman, it was pretty unacceptable to me to hear that happening. I almost felt like I was failing in my mission. So with the help of my wife, we got this started. And originally it started out just providing Thanksgiving meal at Thanksgiving for families that were here in the area that couldn't go home. Their husbands were deployed, and we would open up the farm and bring them in. That transformed into actually helping veterans get involved into farming and give them a new mission in life.
Now, one of the things that we were talking about earlier is how, a lot of times if you go to seek mental health counseling or whatever, somebody may prescribe medication, or if you go and talk to a counselor, yeah, that's good and that's important. But there's something about being able to connect with a fellow veteran who's actually been in the trenches with you and understands what you're going through. Talk a little bit about that.
The medication is a good thing,
yeah.
But our end goal is to get these guys back on their feet and back functioning without that. And the best way for that is to have veterans involved with veterans. We understand what we went through. We understand, the road that we have to travel to get back to a normal life again. And the farming community really provides the best therapy that I've found so far for dealing with that. It's a constant challenge every day. There's always something to do. There's always work to do. And the rewards out of it are amazing.
So I got to ask you this. Have you had some veterans who have come back to you and said, you know what, because of this, or maybe coming to some of these events that you've hosted, it's changed my life, or maybe prevented me from maybe causing harm to myself?
I have had that happen a few times. One of the stories that I share fairly often is that of one of my members. It wasn't him that came back to me, but it was his daughter. And they were over at our house one day, and they were leaving, and she came running back in because she'd forgotten something. And as she was leaving, she threw her arms around me and gave me a big hug. And I was like, Carly, thank you, but what was that all about? And she's, thank you for making my daddy happy again.
Wow.
And, it wasn't me. It was what we're doing out there on the farm, the animals, the just being outside and working in the environment. So.
Once again, veteran-owned, veteran-grown, based in Burgaw.
Burgaw, yep.
And Bill O'Brien, so glad to have you here, and so grateful, too, for your service to our country, really. Our hat's off to you, and we salute you.
Thank you, Jeff.
And if you want to find out more about this wonderful organization, we'll have all this information on our website later this morning. And if you have a community event or a nonprofit you'd like to share with our viewers, we want to know about it. Email newsroom@wwaytv3.com to get more information on scheduling an interview for Good Morning Carolina. Don't go away. We'll be right back.